Hey everyone, I'm Swanton007, the wrestling reviewer, here to do another pay-per-view review. Today we've got the Great American Bash 2007, and I'm going to be watching the matches and then giving my bit about it straight after, so here we go guys. Okay, so the opening match of the night was Matt Hardy versus MVP. This was a very mediocre opening. I don't really think it did its job as an opener. It wasn't fast-paced enough. They did give it like 11, 12 minutes, something like that, I don't know. But it was a fairly long opener. It wasn't really fast-paced. It was meant to build up a rivalry. I really think that the first match of the night really could have been the ECW Championship Match or the Cruiserweight Championship. Really get the crowd started into the whole thing. Made it a bit fast-paced, a bit more fast-paced, and got the crowd up and about. But Matt Hardy and MVP, did alright. I expected like a 3.25, 3.5 star match. They only came out with a 2.5 in my standard. They were very sluggish. Too much mat wrestling for these two, especially for an opener, as I keep saying. In the end, MVP got the win with a playmaker, but Matt Hardy looked like he'd been concussed or something and did the spot really badly. So 2.5 stars. Then you've got a promo from Dusty Rhodes, which is amazing as you'd expect from Dusty. And yeah. So the next match was the Cruiserweight Championship match. Got Chavo, Funaki, Jamie Noble, Jimmy Wang, Shannon Moore. This is where the Cruiserweight title Cruiserweight Championship gets destroyed. Hornswoggle wins this. It was actually a fairly good match, some good high-flying stuff. The reason why this didn't go on first is because of the Hornswoggle swing at the end. Hornswoggle wasn't originally in the match, but at the very beginning he ducked under the ring, and when everyone was down he came out, gave a tadpole splash to Jamie Noble, and pinned him for the championship. So that's actually not a bad match. I'm not a fan of Hornswoggle winning. They need to bring the Cruiserweight Championship back in 2012. Okay, so the last match was 2.75 stars, and the third match of the night is a Singapore Kane on a pole match between Carlito and the Sandman. Really nothing special here. They just keep going for the Singapore Kane. It really only seemed like 6 to 7 minutes. Nothing special really. They're just beating each other down. Carlito ends up winning after Sandman gets the Kane, swings to the fences. Carlito ducks under it and hits the backstabber. 1.25 stars. Then Randy Orton has a promo on Shawn Michaels. Apparently it's his birthday tonight, and talking about punting in the head, stuff like that. Okay, the next match was a Women's Championship match between Candice Michelle and Melina. Now, to be honest, it was a good match. It was a good Divas match, women's match, whatever you want to call it. The only problem with it is that it wasn't very fluent. It was very stop-startish, but it's still very good wrestling moves and things like that. So guys, I'm giving it a 2 out of 5 stars. So the next match was an Intercontinental Championship match between Umaga and Jeff Hardy, and it went for 15 minutes, and the first 10 minutes were the most boring 10 minutes ever. Umaga just kept Jeff Hardy on the ground and really dominated him, but that was all part of the story, and Jeff really fought back, and Jeff had slight bits of, he built up his little bit of offense to build down Umaga, and then he just had a huge flurry of offense, did the Whisper in the Wind and the Swanton Bomb, but Umaga kicked out, and then Umaga got a bunch of offense and in about 15 seconds and pinned Jeff Hardy after a Samoan spike. But after the first 10 minutes I was looking about a dud, and Jeff Hardy really picks up these matches. I mean, I got all the way up to 2.5 stars. This was a good, solid match, and I had fun watching it, and they really got me on the edge of the seat when Jeff Hardy almost won it, and that's what you want from a match, so 2.5 stars. Alright, so the next match was John Morisson versus CM Punk for the ECW Championship. Overall, it was a consistent match. There was nothing really that negative about it. It didn't go for that long. That was my main problem. There were no real botches, and it was good to see these two young. I say this every time I see them on pay-per-view, but it's good to see them young. The main problem I had with this match was that it ended really quickly. I mean, CM Punk was going for the springboard clothesline, his signature springboard clothesline, and Johnny Nitro kicked him in the shin with a drop kick or something, and he pinned him after that. It was a terrible end. After the kick to the shin, he probably should have gone for the Moonlight Drive, but that would have just been a better way to put it over. Morisson getting a win there. But he got the win, retaining the ECW Championship, 2.5 stars. So, the third last match of the night, Dusty Rhodes versus Randy Orton in a Texas Bullrope match, was really just a match to get Randy's Legend Killer gimmick over a bit more, killing Dusty Rhodes' gimmick. It wasn't much of a match, 2 stars. Cody Rhodes comes out after the match to make the save for his dad, but that's about it. Match was very lackluster. It was good to see Rhodes out there. The second main event of the night was Great Khali versus Batista versus Kane. Khali won the championship at a SmackDown in a Battle Royal after Edge got injured. Now, this was just a disgrace. It was just power move after power move. The only good spot in the match was where Khali went through a table and where it constantly just kept getting taken out. It was obvious they didn't want him wrestling. They just let Kane and Batista have a go, and it really didn't work that well. You always knew about what was happening and Great Khali being taken out, and he just comes in at the end and steals the win. It was really just a disgrace. Don't know why Khali ever got the championship. He's just a monster. Was not over with the crowd at all. It was just, I don't understand it in any way. So overall, I'm giving that match 1.5 stars.
So the main event of the night was John Cena versus Bobby Lashley, and I didn't think this would do any better than maybe a 3.5, but this really performed well and really helped make the event a passing grade in my thing, which is like a 6.5. Overall, I think that the Bobby Lashley John Cena match was a great match. If they had been given more time, I would have given it like a 4.5. I've given it 4 stars this time. John Cena won the match with a nephew off the top rope. Some really close finishes, really good false finishes. Bobby Lashley performed very well, and they both did their thing to a good degree. And I think some people actually say that John Cena can't wrestle. John Cena just has the exact same finish over and over again. The thing is, he can wrestle, and he can pull off a good match. And he pulled Bobby Lashley to a good match here. I never thought Bobby Lashley was that good a wrestler, but he brought him to a good match here. So overall, I'm going to give the pay-per-view a 6.25. They stay a 6.5 out of 10. They stayed very consistent through the whole pay-per-view, staying around the 2-star mark until the end, where I've come out with a 1.5 in the World Heavyweight Championship match, and then John Cena, Bobby Lashley just bringing it home with a 4 stars. Good stuff there. I did enjoy this pay-per-view. You know, it wasn't anything extraordinary, but I enjoyed it. It was very consistent. It wasn't like there was like an hour where there was like nothing good on. But yeah, so guys, I'm on Swanton 007. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.